Market fix, Fed pivot, everything okay?
Recession over.
I bought some SQQQ calls yesterday at close.
How are they doing so far? How are they looking?
I'm even. Next Friday expiry. Probably buy more if I need to.
How about the U.S. dollar and all the people saying I'm crazy?
What's the U.S. dollar doing?
Dropping fast.
You are crazy, Luce.
Well, yes. Hey, do y'all want to talk about how much the markets moved up yesterday, or how the Treasury spread got way more inverted yesterday? Do you want to be happy or depressed?
Both. As long as
let's go.
Yes. Can you please explain why that is a thing? Like what the significance of that is?
Oh shit, we're going this deep already. Okay, I'll try to be brief. All right. So bonds, treasuries, they got yields, right? There's a classic. You take the rate of the 10-year bond and you subtract the rate of the 2-year treasury. This gives you a spread, and when that spread inverts, that's seen as a sign that the economy is going to go into a recession. That's the number reason, right? Or the numerical indicator. The actual reason or the logic behind that is a shift from long-term or short-term to long-term bonds, and vice versa, and basically removing when liquidity is removed from the economy. So this is a reflection of the Fed in increasing rates and the markets moving, basically shifting the money out of treasuries. So when that happens, it tends to cause a slowdown in growth. So there's a big reason for why that's used as an indicator. It's not just because it's a fancy little formula. So what I use is the 10-year minus the 3-month spread, because that tends to be more accurate than the 10-year minus 2-year. You get some false positives with the 10-year minus 2-year. That spread inverted, I believe, late October, last week of October. And yesterday, it was about negative 0.1, negative 0.17, something like that. Yesterday dropped to negative 0.046. It hasn't been that low since the COVID crash, or I'm sorry, since leading up to the COVID crash, because it was predictive. So it hasn't been in this territory since the actual market crashes. So that's, for all you guys real excited about yesterday, the spread. The inversion is like screaming.
You're talking about 2008, right, Lewis?
I don't know about 2000. Well, since 2008, 2019, yeah, it's been this low since then. I'm sorry, this is the first time it's been this low since those periods of time. But I don't think it's going to be like 2008. But I do think stocks are fucked.
So 2 things on that. One, I think another kind of helpful example for inversion is it is nonsensical for short-term debt to be more expensive on the yield side than long-term debt, because there should be more inherent risk in long-term debt. So that's like why the indicator matters. Like you get your markets out of whack essentially. And then 2, is anyone willing to call the bottom? Have we hit it, or do we still have room to fall?
So here's the thing. Once that inversion occurs, there's about an 88 to 90% chance that you do see, historically speaking, this is statistics, it's not terribly predictive, but historically, 88, 90% of the time, there was a recession within the next 6 to 12 months. And go figure, a lot of people that actually know what they're talking about, economists, not like fucking Kramer or bullshit people in the news, say that a recession is basically guaranteed at this point. So when a recession happens, nobody should be surprised. And if you're trying to time it, I would look at a pretty wide range, but maybe like 6 to 12 months out from the end of last month. So count this month, I guess.
Follow up, if I may.
So in the long term, stocks are fucked.
April, guys, come on, math.
So Luce, what would be another indicator confirming that we could keep our eye on going forward?
I mean, there's several, and my caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. So SKEW is one, SKEW. It tracks the relative value of far out of the money puts on the S&P versus the far out of the money calls. And this is basically when it's very high, it means markets are paying a lot more for puts. So if you look that up right now, you could see last year when it was like really high, and if you compare that to like all of history of the SKEW, last year was at all-time high. So that you could have taken that as a signal to say, hey, markets are up, but funds, big money is buying protection from downside they're paying more for protection than they ever have in stock market history. You could have seen it that way, or at least in the history of the SKEW. So you could have taken that as a signal and say, maybe it's time to take some gains or a hedge or something, or move to fucking cash, whatever. And that would have been a genius decision just by looking at SKEW. On the flip side, when SKEW gets really low, for me, we don't have SKEW for like during the recession during the Great Recession and during the tech bubble. So what I see as low is it might be skewed. So what I'm looking at on the low end is maybe closer to 100, and that's where, in theory, the far out of the money puts and calls on the SPY are essentially trading at parity. But maybe that's low, and maybe that reflects a good time to start getting bullish in the markets. And lately, it's been at about 110, which is pretty low. 110, 111, which is relatively speaking very low compared to the past couple of years, but I think we might go down further. So I think this is just another indicator. It's kind of like, yeah, we can still go down further. There's some others. I'll think of them in a bit.
Thank you
Aren't
very
we
much. I appreciate
already
that.
considered to be in a recession, though? You said 6 months out. I thought we were already in one.
Wait, what? No. Like 6 to 12 months out from the end of last month. So just, started at the beginning of November, I guess.
So, Lewis, would it be a good time to start looking at anything with gold or silver?
Oh, here's the funny thing about gold is it tends to not actually be the best defense against a market crash. So there's data you can look up on that, but gold is a trade. It's insurance. That's how it's basically traded. It's a long-term trade, but it's used as insurance against big market movements. And yeah, let's talk about other stuff. This wasn't meant to be like an AMA or anything like that.
What plays are you doing based on this information?
Puts triple Q calls far out of the money calls on the UVXY, expiring later next year.
Thank you.
Do you guys still have your put options?
Hey guys.
Moving on. Anybody got anything else?
I'm keeping my eye really close on the SPX situation and with their exposure, with SPF's exposure to Robinhood. So as that story unfolds, I believe we'll probably get some news over the weekend. I do believe Robinhood's going to get hit hard by this if it's bad news. So I have opened up puts on Robinhood.
I've got so much. I got an update on fucking Puxatawny Phil. I got Bed Bath and Beyond DD. But fucking, I gotta wait until this meeting's over with so I could teach these assholes about brand strategy.
They below market cap now, aren't they?
BBBY below market cap.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can't talk about them here. Not this morning.
Man, she brought me a fucking coupon book for Christmas though.
But I think after 9:30 we can talk about it. I don't know. Opinion?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Good morning, guys. I gotta play. Hello?
Let's hear it.
Go. I'm looking at the Polestar stock. It's up over 25% pre-market. I'm looking at some calls. That's all. Polestar stock. PSNY.
It's actually up 53% pre-market.
It keeps going up.
Wow.
So wait, you waited for it to go up and then you're gonna buy calls, or?
Well, no, I've had shares in it. And I'm thinking about buying some calls now.
Can you give me a ticker, please?
You so hard on those?
The ticker is PSNY.
How is it above market cap? It's at like 62 cents. Holy crap.
Thank you.
Polestar. Wait, oh, you must be looking at OTC. So for those who don't know, Polestar is an EV company. They SPAC'd. Started trading post-SPAC at about 13. It closed at $13.36, and yesterday they closed at $4.56. So even though they're up like, what is this, 30%, something like that, they're still below the price they were at like a week ago.
They're still high. So I'm opening options, put options on every single EV that is basically not Tesla listed in the US. That's my play.
Is your thesis on that we are running out of electricity like that other girl, or something more substantial?
It's much more substantial because opinion that I have my Excel sheets. I explained the valuation of Renault, for example. Take as a clear example, the valuation of the market cap of Renault versus all these shitty EVs in the US that you basically pumped. I'm very short, very fucking short.
Okay, let's talk to the only person whose opinion matters to you. Luce, what do you think of his play?
I think if he's a shithead today, I think I'm gonna find him and kick him in his vagina.
It won't be that hard. He's very short.
Hey, did anybody see EV Go? I'm trying to find a news story, but it flashed on my phone earlier this morning. EV Go said something about issuing either up to 200 million shares or up to $200 million of shares.
EV Go, what's that?
It's one of those EV stocks that we pumped.
EV Go, I didn't heard about. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna write it down. So it's a short, right?
I've been shorting them, so this is a God sent gift to me.
It's a charging station one, right? Not a vehicle.
Yes. Formerly known as Climate Change Crisis Real Impact Acquisition Corporation.
Oh, those fancy words attract a lot of capital. Climate change bullshit. Yeah, short.
Yeah, it was a SPAC, but it's kind of shit.
Well, I guess some days your fans love you and some days your fans hate you, but at least you still have fans.
Only fans, that is.
Speaking of fans, do we have an update from Fanboy on Loose? How's the fan club going? How many members we got?
Please, can we get off this topic?
Okay, on a serious note, guys, can I talk about a play I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be going to financials, BAC, JPM. I'm buying those calls, baby, for next week. They're going to go up. And, yeah, jump on if you want.
All right. A play I was looking at recently is Spin Master, or ticker is TOY, TOY. It's a Canadian company. I bought them back when they were like during the COVID crash. I made a lot of money with them pretty quick. But I sold, felt a little bit too early, and then just like last week, they published earnings that were not great and fell something like 25%. And now they're doing another share offering for $61 million. So I'm kind of cautiously waiting to see if price reaches a level that I would be comfortable buying at. I'm not sure what that is yet, but it's one ticker I'm looking at.
Hey guys, if I could quickly interject here.
You 100% can.
Outstanding, thank you. Hey, this is completely off topic, but it hits close to home. I was really upset about the post that was up on the page yesterday. I've been following you guys for quite a while. I listen to you guys every morning, and there was the post that was made about Tesla hitting the second World Trade Center about 9/11. I thought that was really just distasteful, to be perfectly honest. You don't make fun of stuff like that, guys. I'm sorry, you just don't.
Yeah, I mean, the World Trade Center should have moved for the Tesla.
Duck.
It wasn't really insensitive because it actually did happen. But moving right along. What was that ticker you were talking about, Opinion? I couldn't catch it. TYO?
Toy. TOY.
Like TOY, right?
Yeah, like a toy. Boy toy. I'm not sure if it's at the right price yet. I'm just starting to look at it.
And because there's like Toy China and Toy some other stuff.
Oh, it's
No,
Spin Master.
It's toy, like that thing that your wife uses with her boyfriend.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I can't. I'm trying.
Okay. I'm sorry. I can't handle this retardation. The
Yeah,
ticker
fucking
is
retard.
SNMSF. Use Google. SNMSF. And hey, speaking of 9/11, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Thank you for your
Hoorah!
service.
Hell yeah!
Happy Veterans Day, guys. Thank you for your
Hoorah!
service.
Hoorah!
Get your free red, white, and blue pancake stack at IHOP between 7 to 7 p.m. today if you are a veteran.
Hey,
Take advantage of that.
Also,
how
a lot
about-
of free coffee from a lot
Yeah,
of
how about
coffee shops.
that? I got an impromptu idea. Opinion. I think it's good. I think you'll like this. Yes, always talk about trades and other stuff, right? But hey, let's consider free food for veterans of trade. So if you have ideas for places for veterans that I'm sure we always have plenty of veterans on these talks. So if you know of places that veterans can get free food and shit like that, call them out. So my free food play is Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is giving free food, I think.
Starbucks, free coffee.
Luce, Chick-fil-A is giving food to gay veterans?
Yes, you have to be gay at the Chick-fil-A to get food.
Do you have to prove it, or?
Yeah, just kiss whichever man you see walking around in
They
there.
have to bake a cake and bring it
Is there a dumpster interview required for that, Luce?
Yeah, just kiss the nearest Christian and they'll give it to you.
I'm not the subject matter expert. I don't know how gay you have to be
Chick-fil-A.
because I'm not Christian.
Just find the manager, and you know what you gotta do.
Apparently, Wendy's, you get free breakfast if you're a veteran. So you got a couple more hours to take advantage of that. Speaking of which, Wendy's, WEN, is a stock that we haven't really talked about in a really long time. And I wonder if that's just because it's boring. We always talk about the restaurant, but I mean...
Well, Kramer's wife likes
we talk about the dumpster.
Yeah, we talk about the dumpster, but not the stock. Now it goes out in front.
Didn't we have a play during market like 2 days ago on Wendy's that people were super bullish on?
I believe so. I think people are going for calls on Wendy's.
Yeah, I have 6 $23 calls, but I don't believe they're going to go through.
They're in it for the dividend.
Hey, the person that had the plays on JPM and BAC, what's the thesis on that? Because I'm looking at it, and both of their RSIs are above 70.
I think, if I may, until they get here, honestly, I think financials just had a massive day yesterday. So they're like, okay, good. We're good to go. But I do know that Bank of America offered to repurchase their preferred shares at a discount. So that's pretty big. That's a pretty big deal. I don't know if that'll actually go through because it has to be, they have to accept the price, right? But that's a pretty big deal. And then Synchrony Financial, SYF, that's one of my holdings. It went up 10% yesterday, and that's kind of freaking me out, to be honest. Like I kind of don't like that. So financials, I think financials are good in the long term, but this is a little fucking nuts.
You long Synchrony?
Yeah, and I have calls.
Nice.
But don't get me wrong, I was literally trying to get in at a lower price. So this was what CPI was slightly lower than expected. So the NASDAQ goes up 7.5%. Like, does anybody else think that's fucking nuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little crazy because I wasn't expecting any movement until next week. So it's a little
It's squirrel nuts.
Wednesday, I said don't drink the Kool-Aid when they were dropping it down and all those puts were out there. And yesterday they pumped it up, and today they'll pump it up. They'll put another green candle up there. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. They're going to take this back and forth up to 420s and then spring it on us probably around December 13th.
Yeah, that CPI was nuts, especially considering, like, I heard a report this morning that eggs are up like 40%, milk and butter are up 25%. So that CPI is shit.
Inflation is not over. I'm not sure if yesterday's anyone can explain from the technical point of view, like, was it like short coverage kind of thing, or I don't know how you call it, short squeeze?
A lot of short covering yesterday.
I got
Yeah,
another.
wants to hear loose.
Oh, I got another free food play for veterans. Actually, the comments, Spiritual Anywhere says Dunkin' Donuts is giving free coffee and donuts, and I think the restaurant BJ's, I think, will give you a free meal. It's like a list. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey, Luz, I think not everyone here support your defense industry or sector. Please don't.
Anyone or just you?
Wait, you talking about Republicans?
Nobody likes loose. Is that what you said?
No, no one likes LMT or.
I'm just
Wait
trying
a
to
minute,
figure out who he's talking about.
Angry journalist, you're in charge of the fan club. You can't say these bad words about loose.
No, that's
the fan club is a cult.
I was just trying to make
This is
Devil's Club.
I'm anti-cringe even when it's in my favor. Please, can we move on? No fanboy stuff. I know that's
I
what
like
some of you
ice
guys
cream.
like, but please, no fanboy stuff for me.
No war hawking either.
Yeah, we're supposed to show our love, man.
Hey,
No femboy hootas.
Go ahead, Titty.
I'm looking at DLTR Dollar Tree. I was in one yesterday because I had to pick up some stuff. The whole store kind of smelled like body odor, but I did see a sign on the door that says buy $10, get 10% off today if you can prove that you're a veteran or active military. So there's another discount for you if anybody's looking.
That's also a great recession play, as well as Dollar General, Delta Golf.
Dollar Tree also has earnings coming up on the 22nd.
And they charge $1.25, so that's 25% profit right off the top.
Thanks, Kitty.
Nice. Walmart tends to do well, since we're talking about where to go during a recession. Walmart tends to do pretty well just as a stock, and it's a decent place to go. I never go because, well, come on, let's face it, it's fucking Walmart.
Yeah. And I know I talked about this, I think yesterday actually, but so Walmart, they've actually taken a lot of the prices for goods for Thanksgiving and they brought them back down to what they were last year. So if you need a play for your Thanksgiving, I mean, I wouldn't say buy Walmart, just buy at Walmart.
Yeah, I need a turkey.
Okay. Yeah, they began their Black Friday deals starting November 9th, and they're going to have them to the end of the month.
They got good delivery too, man. They're right up there with Amazon Prime. I buy like shit for my garage at Walmart, like jack stands and stuff, and they ship that stuff like overnight. Big fan.
Yeah, I'm not, just only because I had so many problems with them up here in Canada, but that was probably just because their website was so buggered up. Yeah.
I will say if you get like the home delivery like from the store, it's kind of iffy because I know my store when we started doing delivery, we were doing it through DoorDash, and I mean you were lucky if you had one or two solid DoorDash drivers, but now we have a different delivery service and they're a lot better. But just keep in mind, depending where you're at, you could have some seriously sketchy drivers.
Just want to let you guys know that Hooters is offering a free entree for all veterans.
You mean besides the breast?
A free laptop? What?
Let's throw a Doge for Hooters.
Let's face it. These days, the breasts are like a small bite appetizer. I mean, I don't want to be sexist here.
I want a free shirt.
I see what you did there.
Hey, we got some more free veterans food plays. Bombshells in Texas. Chaser 050924. said Bombshells in Texas, which is owned by Rick's Strip Clubs, is giving free entrees to veterans today. Also, Krispy Kreme. Yeah, Cyber Scrimp said it's Krispy Kreme is giving free donuts and coffee as well. And BJ's is
I like how you worked that one in there. Crispy.
Is there anywhere giving free lap dances for veterans?
Dunkin' Donuts too.
That would be nice. But speaking of getting off, Krispy Kreme's ticker is D Nut.
Oh, what happened to the D Folio?
Oh, that didn't happen. I put it in Disney like an idiot. Ended up losing about 4% because I had to take that shit out recently. But I could have lost a lot more if I waited even longer because that shit went plummeting to the low 90s. So I'm glad I sold at 106.
But you sold at 106? That's like the recent peak. You like timed that perfectly.
Yeah. You damn right I did.
You lost 4%? Wow, you are so much richer than everyone else here.
I am actually quite impressed that you did as such. That's good.
How astrology works, obviously.
And it's debatable. I mean, I try to use it as best as I can, but I'm still an amateur. Let's face it. I'm only a year into this shit.
Don't be so
Hey guys, can you level up the conversation because it's only 1 hour and you've been talking bullshit during 20 minutes.
We are talking.
Whoa! We didn't mean to upset you. We're backing down right now. We're stepping away from the funny talk. We're gonna let Luce talk now. Okay, go ahead.
Luce, take the floor. Luce,
hurry up. Carter in the house.
No more jerking off on the monitors, guys. Come on.
Angry journalist, Luce.
So I have
Luce,
a serious
Luce
question.
is ready for you for $1 million. You said he's worth. So here
Come on, Carl.
I just want to say I find this very entertaining because I don't know if at any point before some guy talked this much, said shit or whatever that people didn't like, and so many of other people aside from myself roasted him. You guys, you're like a bunch of roasters now. I'm so fucking proud.
I believe it's because he told everyone else.
The financial
3 days ago,
version
and the
of
sides
Comedy
stick right at
Central.
Love the journalist.
Yeah,
Thank you, Luce.
I mean, I started roasting people. People were like, Luce is mean. Go away. And now, fucking 80% of you guys are roasting people for me. It's a fucking tear in my eyes.
We're carrying your bags, Luce.
Tear in my cock.
Carrying your bags.
Thank you.
Meta bag.
The question for Luce: when are you doing Traders Anonymous again?
Oh, well, my trusty gay sidekick Simple is not here. He's been MIA, so maybe everybody reach out to Simple Vice in the.
I heard he was in a meta recovery rehabilitation clinic.
Yeah, and now he's recovering from not buying the dip.
On Meta, I just want to say congrats to the guys who are bag holding Meta. You're up 20% since Jim Cramer cried on TV.
Nice.
So should we assume that some of these stocks will be up today that are giving out free stuff to the veterans, or is that reaching too far?
That's a cost. They're gonna lose money on that. Yeah, fuck companies that are giving free food to veterans.
Dummies.
Did anyone buy SPY straddles yesterday?
I know we talked about it.
Yeah, it was mentioned in the call. I think Hardy might have mentioned it. Somebody posted on the subreddit, and I think they were down 100% on the put side, but up 600% on the call side.
Yabba dabba doo.
I just want to let you guys know that if you go to 7-Eleven and you're a veteran, you can get a free quarter-pound big bite 100% all beef hot dog.
Dude,
I got that.
That's the best deal I've heard today.
You sound
You want to hear a better one? Costco,
365.
$1.50 hot dogs, just $1.50. Get a drink too.
That's not a veteran play, man.
Yeah, but it's a great deal.
Yeah, it's not a veteran
do
play,
love
but
their
it's an everyday play.
Costco chill.
Never
Leave it
forget
to
to
the-
drink without your glizzy.
Leave it to the Canadian to have no respect for American service members.
So out of all of these restaurants or quick service restaurant, plays that we've talked about or restaurants that we've talked about, which ones are actually decent plays? Because all of them seem very stagnant in terms of share price.
Well,
I think,
veterans suck
sorry.
at veterans don't have a palate. Veterans don't know what good food is, so it doesn't matter. It's fine. I say this as a veteran, mind you. So
Forget the veterans. Forget how they
nobody
say
can be
9/11
triggered
never
with me
forget.
saying it because I'm a veteran.
Didn't McDonald's stock go down yesterday?
Yeah. Oh, hey, a few
Yeah,
more
we got
comments.
$4. Thanks for
Not Beavis said Buffalo Wild Wings giving free food, and then MO2CII. Is this sub sexist? Are the women here? So based on that, I just want to say Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day, especially the ladies.
I would say the veterans.
Happy Veterans Day. Thank you very much for your service.
The veterans that come to our dealership get $200 off the dealer documentary fee. They do serve. So
what the fuck?
Yes, we have precisely one woman on stage right now, I believe, and every time she unmutes herself to talk, 5 dudes talk over her instead.
Marco,
I've seen that
you
meme.
have the mic.
Well, yeah.
Like so.
Oh, I have nothing to say right now. Thank you, Luce.
Oh, okay.
We were
Voice
thinking of
actions.
I like how
first.
It was
I
the
like
voice
how,
of an angel.
Dad gave her the mic, technically
Stop
speaking.
being so weird.
Oh, the burn.
Is anyone looking at MU puts today?
That's
Yeah,
NU,
puts.
sir?
MU. Somebody posted on DD saying
That's
that they
Nucor,
work in
correct?
tech, and there's like people that were gonna corporations that were gonna buy, I guess their flash.
So that company's what company? Nucor?
No,
Micron.
MU.
Micron, excuse me.
That they're gonna have like a bullwhip effect, and their business clients are slashing their purchase orders from them. It's on the new DD.
Looks like it's up from $55 on yesterday, Thursday, and it's already up $60.78. So $10 move.
I'm going to say with the VIX down and not much volatility yesterday, I'm not expecting much of a bull whip back or a whip back today, especially with being Veterans Day and the banks closed. Still,
Yeah, I kind of meant like longer term puts. Like this might be a good entry for longer term puts, but
maybe midday or Monday for me. It might just bounce around lazily today. Everything. So my thoughts are we're going to have a very unvolatile day.
Are you talking about MU?
Micron's going to open up 50 cents though. It's closed at $60.27, and right now it's trading at $60.78. So it's up about 50 cents pre-market.
Be past its level of resistance on the first tops, and now the resistance is going to be at 61.52. But past that, then I wouldn't be buying no puts.
All right, since there's a brief pause, X Coliax, this one's interesting. Said Best Buy is giving 10% off for veterans. It's not in the books. Just ask for it from the managers. So, a little secret sauce there. Best Buy.
So wait, is GME doing anything for veterans, or do they hate America? All right.
I think you're a head chill.
I don't think they have the ability to take a loss.
Opinion, you're getting pretty uppity today. I don't know what's going on there, but take your Ritalin or something.
So how come we don't have Veterans Day?
Because you don't win any wars by yourself.
Because you don't have veterans.
Yeah, you don't have. What war did Canada win?
They came into World War II for like a month.
Do
Opinion.
you have like World War II vets left? That would be your
No,
last war.
opinion. This is because your culture is not based on killing others. So you are in a good position.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, wait a second. It wasn't us. The Christians taught us how to do it. But hey, yeah, I remember seeing Canadian vets, or I'm sorry, Canadian military members in the Middle East, and they came in and they were right at the front with us, hockey stick in hand. Yeah, so they're there. They have veterans. We should celebrate them as well.
That's why we got Slapshot the movie.
Speaking of Christians,
Why?
Speaking of Christians, Chick-fil-A is still not a public company, but is anything else interesting IPOing soon?
When's Reddit's IPO supposed to happen, if ever?
It's like infinitely delayed at this point. I don't know. Luce, what's the number on like how down IPOs are year over year?
Wasn't FTX involved with or Reddit was involved with FTX? Is that right?
It was pretty late, their involvement. The vast majority of Reddit's revenue is ads. I think they're bringing in like 100 million a quarter in ads, and that was like a year or two ago. So whatever FTX and like their whole Reddit collectible thing is.
Reddit, you're welcome.
How much do you think they make off their Reddit premium?
Yearly and monthly.
It's probably not too much. You can probably do the math. So if you go to old Reddit, you can take a look at the Gilded page and then see exactly how many years of premium have been paid, and then just do that for like the top 10 subs and multiply it by whatever the price is, and should get a good idea.
Are you the owner of Reddit, Opinion?
Yes, I am Steve Huffman.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
thank
why
you for
it
your
sucks
service.
so much.
Hey, can we get in on this? Can we give you some money for some shares on the side before it IPOs?
I would also like some shares. I think Reddit is honestly a great social media company in terms of like, I feel like they're going to be outplaying Discord, which is a private company, and they will continue to outplay Facebook, and which is a public company.
Instagram's the other one they seem to be competing with.
Well,
It's Twitter's
you could
dying.
say that you could say Discord is a public company in the sense it's AT&T.
AT&T owns Discord? I had no idea.
Oh, you made me look that up.
I don't think so.
I was like, what? AT&T innovating? Speaking of
Right.
which telecoms are doing anything interesting, or are they all still boring as heck?
Verizon's a little interesting. That's about it.
Trust them to go down.
I think it's gonna go up. Now what are you gonna do?
Every time that CEO talks, they go down.
Every time I talk, they go up. Hey, I'm just gonna throw out some more veteran free food plays, and I'll just pepper them throughout because there's a shit ton. 110 Grill. Veterans at active duty military get a complimentary lunch from 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. I assume that is. Let's assume that's EST. 151 Coffee. Veterans and the families get free drinks. 7-Eleven. Oh, I think somebody mentioned 7-Eleven. Good shout out. Another Broken Egg Cafe. Veterans and active duty military get a free Patriot French toast combo and coffee.
That place is fucking amazing.
Oh, nice. Available for dine-in only at participating cafes. So the ones that aren't participating, they're dirty commie bastards. Applebee's, active duty military veterans reserves, and National Guard receive a free meal when dining in from a special menu. And when dining in, military guests will receive a $5 bounce back card to redeem for dine-in, to go, or delivery within a 3-week redemption window. I'll read some more out. Wait another 5-10 minutes.
Target also has 10% off up until tomorrow.
I want to hear Nicholas' opinion on all this.
Free donut at Dunkin', free breakfast combo at Wendy's, special menu on Fridays, free meal and a non-alcoholic beverage at California's Pizza.
I just want to let everybody know that if you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, you can get locations nationwide are giving out 10 boneless wings and fries.
All right, moving away from
what the fuck are we talking about?
It sounds like Paul's on diarrhea tomorrow.
Were you going to say
Veterans Day?
Yeah, Opinion. Were you going to say moving away from veterans? Because where does this hate?
How dare you, Opinion?
Luce, I did have a question for you, Luce, if that's okay. Like, it's an actual stock question.
Ask everyone, not just me.
All right, anybody can feel free to chime in. I was curious, when an IPO first files and then they sell a certain amount of shares pre-market, pre-IPO, excuse me, and they withdraw their place, do they get to keep that money and use it, or do they give it back to the initial investors?
They just stay private if they want.
So do they get to keep the money though?
Well, it depends. I mean, they'll have to decide. It's not like if IPO is canceled, like everybody's immediately refunded. It's like they got to decide.
Okay.
There's precedence for it being written in that if they do it early, then X amount, like a large percentage of it, goes back to the company.
Yeah, it's just legal fees, and then the investors get their money back. That's what I thought.
Okay, thank you.
I also had a question about the market. Since there's a non-settlement date today, I was wondering if that means, even though the equities and trading is open today, like historically, how much difference in volume or change in trading is there on holidays like this?
Great question. I think usually you have less volume, but more volatility. Correct me if I'm wrong, Luce.
it's not a science, but you tend to have slightly less volume, except the holidays that people say they care about, but they don't really care about, like Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day to everybody. So you should expect like reasonable volume, but yeah, in other words, it should be business as usual. Might be less volatility actually, if I had to make an educated guess.
Holy shit. Okay, I'm leaving today, guys. Wish you a happy weekend, everyone. Lewis, by the way, I sent you a DM. I will
Yeah, you
be
sent me
waiting for.
25 million messages. You're gonna
No. It's not. Hold on.
Reddit is sending you a lifetime prescription for.
Hold on. Let me finish. Hey, shut up. Let me finish. Hey,
let me explain
it's.
All right. Let him say one last thing, and then we can, be happy again.
Yeah, I'll be leaving in a few minutes. No, just to clarify, it's not 25 million messages, because I promised that I was gonna share with you my analysis of. Shut up, man. I was going to share with you the analysis of Keon Group. So it's kind of my analysis of yeah, that's why you have 25 messages, right?
Okay. All right.
I love when girls stutter. It's so fun to hear.
All right.
You're my favorite part of these calls.
Angry
All right.
journalists. You're the only
Thank you,
reason I
guys.
tune in.
Thank you.
So only Luce gets to see your analysis. Only
Have
Luce.
a good weekend.
Yeah, why didn't you post the analysis to the DD?
Oh, because you are fucking retarded. You have no idea what.
You're welcome. So
Have you ever opened? Have you?
I have on good authority that the FBI will be looking at the information as well.
You should have let it go just for a few more seconds. Mods. That was hilarious.
Keep you down in the DMs.
You can leave now, journalist.
Didn't he say he's leaving? And then he said, I'm leaving in a few minutes because he's hoping he'd get a little bit extra time with Luce, but it's all good.
There's a free sale on bullets for all veterans.
I think they got enough.
That's a good sell, I guess.
I asked
Are there publicly
on the
traded?
DD, and he said I'm a fucking retard.
He said that to all of us like 2 days ago, so don't take it personal.
So
it's a term of endearment.
Back to bullets. What were you saying about that?
Yeah, there's a journalist left to go get some more bullets, I believe. There's a sale.
Wait,
No,
so with the
is there a gun sale?
midterms and everything, are firearm companies like less likely to get away with the stuff they do today? Are they going to get more restrictions from a more?
Nothing's going to change between now and February, that's for sure.
Only in Canada.
There's likely to be a Republican House, so if anything, gun companies would be less worried. Usually when Democrats take power is when you see gun sales spiking, as everyone gets worried they're going to ban their guns, and then they don't ban their guns. But with the House flipping Republican and the Senate staying the same, I can't see that panic coming in and sales going up.
Yeah, actually, historically speaking, the stock price is actually contradictory. So, yeah, Republicans really is bad for gun stocks. The stock price tend to not do as well in the short term, and then Democrats the opposite. So,
all right, I got a stock play. Have you guys ever heard of Singles Day? And it's
of course, everyone here has heard of Singles Day.
All right. So China, Baba, and I've looked at this before on Singles Day, which is today, and it's up to like $73 a share. It closed at 69.77. So it's trading.
Someone who plays Baba, quite frankly, they don't really start showing their Singles Day, if you want to call it that, sales until December. So I wouldn't go on any calls on that. That's my 2 cents. I played them every single year for the last 5 years.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just looking at momentum, right, for a swing trade. I don't give a shit when it has its impact. It looks like it's going up pre-market. I might buy puts.
And last time I checked, there's not many dating opportunities right now. They're kind of locked in, so it's very virtual.
Cool. Thanks.
Hey, speaking of dating and singles, the people in Louisiana, why did you vote to not remove slavery as a punishment in your state? Yeah, 61% of you said do not remove slavery as a punishment.
Got it made in the shade.
I mean, well, Tennessee voted for Bill Lee, so
Journalist has super votes loose.
Okay, and just based on that, I just want to say Happy Veterans Day to everybody out there.
No,
Everybody
I swear to
listening.
God, I'm gonna name.
Why
this,
do you hate
this-
veterans? Opinion? Let them have one day, one talk. Opinion. Every
They can have
15 minutes
Saturday.
they say Happy Veterans Day. You can't handle that.
I need to know what this backstory is.
It's the only white day.
There
so
are
I just
people
wanna
that
say.
joined the military and they fought many wars. A lot of them died.
I
and they
know
wanted to
that
commemorate
backstory.
Daddy left
Luce.
and never came back.
I'm talking about opinions trauma.
Yeah, he wants the backstory of why Opinion hates veterans so much.
I don't hate veterans. I just YouTube.
Why have we spent
He
45
was he
minutes talking about
It's
veterans?
Remembrance
he
Day.
tried to join the military before they removed the "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" thing, and they said you can't join. You're too gay.
Yeah.
Now, so that's why he's bitter. It's because they removed it. Like it's cool to be gay in the military now, but unfortunately, it's too late for Opinion because now he's too fat.
Actually,
That's like a
Luce,
hard situation.
during World War II, Opinion's father joined the Boy Scouts. Very brave of him.
God, I swear to God, I'm naming this video on YouTube "How to Find Food as a Veteran."
Good. Good.
Smoke
Maybe we'll get
cigarettes.
more hits, and maybe the veterans would be like, "Hey, thank you so much, Opinion Head Mod of Wall Street Bets."
You smoke cigarettes.
Luce, your follower is back.
Hey, enough of this fucking veteran bullshit. Carvana. Some of
He
y'all
never
were
fucking
talking
laughed.
Some of y'all talking about Carvana. My trade was through December, so I'm not expecting. It'd be nice if Carvana just fell immediately, but I'm buying put spreads for December, and depending on what it does in the meantime, I might just keep doing that because I think Carvana is an absolute zombie company. So if you're buying like 0DT YOLOs, don't come back to me. Well, I'm dying because it's Veterans Day, okay? And real veterans died, not you and your Carvana puts.
Was yesterday's Carvana big move just a bunch of shorts getting kind of squeezed, for lack of a better term?
Yes.
That seemed like a lot of movement for a
Look at Upstart.
garbage
It
company.
went up like 100% yesterday.
Yeah.
That was heavily shorted.
Yeah, Nintendo's the same way. Like it was 10.40 to almost 10.50, and it dropped down to fucking $9, and now it's back up to 10.20.
Bed
Is
Bath
anyone
and
looking
Beyond.
at trading Upstart?
I think Upstart is another shit company. They
Like
could have had
80%.
they could have had an okay business model, but it's the management, and I think management, if they're bad enough, they can run any company into the ground. So management is fucking god awful.
I was going to say some comments in the message or some messages in the comments. Apparently, FTX is filed for bankruptcy. Twitter is saying they might have to file for bankruptcy, and shit, the other one just got deleted.
Have we talked about
for a bailout?
Have we talked about the blue check bullshit and like cybersecurity and all that in Twitter?
So, well, let me just.
I saw the
Twitter's not
insulin
publicly
shit.
traded anymore.
Yeah, there's nothing to trade on Twitter, so there's nothing to talk about market-wise.
I mean, if you want, buy puts on Tesla or something.
Hey, you know, it's a good point. He's fucking Tesla with Twitter all day.
Hey, speaking of Tesla and Twitter, I just want to say Happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. We got some restaurants that are giving free deals, and I think support veterans. You know, like you did all that stuff, you got shot at and shit. Well, some of y'all didn't. Like, let's face it, some of y'all
some of
said
you
it
guys
fucking
just
death,
came home.
right?
What the
But some of y'all, you know, you did some good stuff, and you deserve free shit here and there, like once a year, you know, for all that shit that you went through. But hey, we got some Big B coffee. Veterans and active duty service members receive a free 16-ounce beverage of choice. BJ's, already said BJ's. Black Anus Steakhouse. I'm sorry, that's Angus. I misread that.
Hey, Luce, did you say Black Anus?
Current and past members of the military get a free meal at all locations.
Where
So
do I sign
none
up
of them
for
are
Black
commies. So none of them are dirty commies like Opinion. From 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., this deal is not available to go. Bob Evans, I don't know. That sounds like a racist place. Bob Evans, veterans and active duty military get a free meal from a select menu, dine-in only.
So. Bob Evans publicly traded?
Oh, Carvana's down 7.5%.
They got catfish?
So just for clarification, when I was talking about Upstart, I'm talking about trading it to the downside, not to the upside.
So I got Carvana November 18th, $8.50 puts.
You're gonna lose money. Hey, any other place out there?
How about some Dole? We haven't heard about Dole in a minute.
$100.
Yeah, let's get some Dole pump. I love it. Let's pump some Dole.
Your boy here pumped it last night on accident.
Hey, speaking of pumping it, happy Veterans Day. We got some more deals here. Charlie's Philly Steaks. Veterans and active duty military get free gourmet fries in store with no purchase necessary. In addition, Charlie's locations on military bases are offering free gourmet fries with the purchase of a cheesesteak and drink for all customers. Also, we got a chicken salad chick. Veterans and active duty military will receive a free meal at all locations. Chili's, all veterans active duty military get a free meal from a select menu available for in-restaurant only. And then Chuck E. Cheese.
Can someone mute Luce?
You get a free personal one to actually don't go to Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, that's weird if you go to fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
Hey, Luce,
you can't get in if you don't have a kid.
Puts on pedophiles, okay?
I feel like Luce is
And discount on that.
Hey, veterans can
Where's
have
your fanboy?
children and grandchildren, damn it.
Puts on loose.
I feel like Luce
SPF
is
so
hitting
design.
an opinion.
So can I talk a play? I know that's probably
Please
boring.
do.
Boring as fuck.
Hey, speaking of plays, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Journalists would love it.
All right, so serious note. So something I am going to be watching today is, and I've talked about them before, is Energy Fuels ticker UUUU. Specifically today, they've bounced off of the 750 price. It's going to be the third time today that they're flirting with that price. If they can break through there, I'm going to probably get some calls because that's been pretty resistancy for them. And the third time up might be the moment they actually push on through and start pushing towards $8. So that's what I'm looking at.
What's the ticker?
Was it Dole?
UUUU.
So resistance at 360 you're looking at, or at 335?
No, resistance has been at 750.
Can you short shares pre-market?
Yes.
I've not done that before.
Today might be the day to start.
Upstart.
Hey, you got any more intel on veteran options?
Oh, yes, we do. We got a lot of
Happy Veterans Day, Luce. Happy Veterans Day, Luce.
active and retired. Happy Veterans Day to everybody else.
In Canada, their Timmy's is free, and so is there's some food at Denny's.
Oh, hell yeah. There you go. For,
Heck yeah.
for like the two veterans in Canada. CC's active and retired military personnel get a free adult buffet. This offer is valid for dining only and does not include a drink. Boo CC's for being communist with drinks. Circle K, you get a free medium coffee at every location that serves coffee. Well, that makes a lot of sense. City Barbecue, you get a free sandwich, excluding brisket, because they're commies, one side and a drink. Claim Jumper, receive free meal from a special menu at participating locations, dine-in only.
You get shot at, but you can't have a fucking brisket.
I think you can at Mission Barbecue. I think they're along the East Coast.
Hey, Lutz, if you're a veteran, shouldn't you get a donut for every confirmed kill you have?
I want a fucking brisket for every kill I have. Goddamn.
Sorry, I'm still laughing at the brisket.
I tried to short Upstart. It said there weren't any short shares to borrow. Fuck my brokerage.
Journalist, I thought you were leaving in a few minutes. You're like the girl that says she's going to like get ready in a few minutes, and she's still there.
I'm more interested in some wholesome plays today, journalist. What do you got?
Give us some value.
I want to put my soul in the stock market.
We're
He had
too
some secret
retarded for
DD.
his plays. He
Hey,
can't
hey,
share
hey,
them.
hey. Journalist is driving people through New York City right now. Be patient with him.
SBF just resigned from FTX.
Oh boy, I missed you, Minnie.
Hey, speaking of people that resigned, happy Veterans Day. We got Cracker Barrel. We got more free deals for veterans. Cracker Barrel. You get a complimentary slice of double chocolate fudge Coca-Cola cake in store or online.
This is dumb as fuck, but somewhere there's a veteran in this fucking chat that's writing down donuts and coffee all
I guarantee the veterans right today are like, fuck yes. And you guys
Yeah,
are like,
fuck
why are we
yeah.
talking about the veterans? Give them one day. Give them one talk. Dickie's Barbecue Pit. Get a free pulled pork sandwich. Valid in-store and online app for carry-out.
Love
Duffy's
that
Sports Grill. Get a free meal from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Dine-in only. Einstein Bros Bagels. Get a free hot or iced coffee.
Lewis, I'm gonna need mine to go. I'm gonna need mine to go, Lewis.
Hey, Einstein Bros is no shit, man. That's
No
legit.
shit? Is that
I'm
a
saying
compliment?
if you're a veteran, go to Einstein just because.
But you
There's
just
no
get
more-
a coffee.
I was like, no, I worked
Einstein
there.
was German.
They sold moldy
Don't
bread to
support
people. They
the
don't give a fuck.
Germans.
Einstein ended the war.
He said Einstein was German. You have to buy something to get the free coffee. By the way, at Einstein Rose Bagel.
Oh, never mind. Fuck them. They're fucked. Never mind.
hate those
Discounts
people.
and Carvana puts. Anyone who's giving out free stuff after you purchase should be shorted today. That's all I want to say.
Yes, 3 minutes to close to market open. So let's talk not about veterans.
Boo! Opinions communists. Boo.
Dole
That
has
opinion is
earnings coming in
unpopular.
soon.
What do you guys think
I'm
about
also bullish
Nvidia?
on Dole.
What do you guys think about Nvidia?
Carvana, it's heading back down again.
Okay, Nvidia, I like Carvana.
Okay. Let's get the. All right, what do we got? Somebody said Dole. You like Dole?
Yeah, Shepherdess. What was it you said about Dole?
I'm pretty sure they're going to hit $10, so I bet call. Strike price $10. I think what happened is that they have sorted out their
We
logistics.
don't got time for DD. What's the expiration?
The 18th, but smarter people should probably do the 16th. But I'm
Okay, and then somebody said Nvidia. Do you got to play Nvidia, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna short them. I think next week's the earnings and it's gonna be bad. And they just got the CPI bumped. That's why they're running high right now.
All right, and everybody here hates Carvana. I think we've established that. What else we got?
I'm playing Q calls.
DGen play on Geo. After the midterm, there wasn't a red wave, and we're expecting a recession a year from now, which means the discussion is going to be on crime during 1 year out from an election. So I would say private prisons are the way to go.
Puts on crime.
Calls on Carl Icon.
Hey, calls on Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. everybody.
Hey, speaking of Veterans Day, thanks for bringing that up, Seth. IHOP,
Thank you, Seth.
get a free red, white, and blueberry pancake. Oh, good one, IHOP.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
Kalash
healthy.
Factory. You get a free Kalash and a cup of coffee. And mind you, it's not a real Kalash. They've been lying to you this whole time. It's called something else.
Is IHOP the place where that one-legged waitress works?
Yes, that's correct.
Irene?
Little Caesars.
So hold on, warning about the IHOP. It ends at 7, even though they're 24 hours. So don't get tricked and go on a date.
Oh, okay, it doesn't say here. Whatever. I'm just reading off a website for the dumbass that asked if we're getting paid to advertise.
Hey, you want to know who the top
Veterans, Little Caesars, you get a free lunch combo at participating stores from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in store only. I'm just trying to support the veterans, okay?
That's market open. So keep on losing that money while Luce continues to celebrate Veterans Day.
Hey, opinion, are we keeping this talk going?
I feel like I need to go to therapy.
I feel like
but okay.
I love therapy.
So your hatred of veterans?
The hate that the veterans are getting on this one day.
So I got a question on veterans. Luce, does it, or everybody?
No.
Does anybody live by a VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars?
Everybody lives near VW.
And roll in there
everywhere.
today. Roll in there today and buy the bar around. And then I think that's a good way to contribute as well.
Good play. I like it.
Yeah, support veteran alcoholics. I agree.
Yeah, that sounds great.
How about a shot and a bullet?
Personally, I don't drink, but I'm going to give them whatever they want.
Most of us are.
Hey, anyway, what about graveyards? They are a good play.
Wow.
Well, people are dying to get in there.
Dark, bro.
What the fuck?
I mean, they do take up a lot of space. Imagine
That's
reselling that land.
This is a real estate investment. What are we talking about?
Yeah, speaking of graveyards, happy Veterans Day to everybody.
Oh,
We got
Yeah, love them
pluckers.
vets. Love them
You
vets.
get a free-
Memorial Day.
Hey, you can't be triggered because I'm also a vet. Therefore, you can't be triggered. You get a free meal at Pilot
Hey, Luz.
Flying
Hey,
J.
Luz. Hey, Luz. Thanks for your
Yeah.
service.
Oh no, thank you.
Yes, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you for.
I just sucked dudes off the whole time when I was stationed when I was deployed to the Middle East.
Yeah, we knew that.
I'm sorry. It was
Yeah,
the
thank
trip
you
to
for
the
your
Middle East
service.
was for
What was
pleasure.
Paid by
Perry-
the government. That's amazing.
Wait a second. Here's a good one. Perry's Steakhouse and Grill for all you fucking peasants. You get one complimentary dinner chop. This it's a nice place, mind you. You get one complimentary dinner chop when accompanied by a guest purchasing one dinner entree. Okay, this is just too much. God damn you, Perry's. They still want you to spend all that money.
Hey, Luce, can veterans read? Hey, Luce, has opinion angered you this morning with
I've
his
just been making
hatred?
all this up. I can't read. It's
Has,
actually angered me.
has opinion triggered you at all today with his hatred of veterans of the United States?
He keeps pointing his hockey stick at me. Like, you better not keep talking about veterans, or I'm gonna sink one in.
Sink one in? Wow.
Fucking hockey lingo too. Hell yeah, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, he looks like someone that would butt end you.
What about life insurance policy stocks? I think those are
God
good too.
damn, guys, come on. We went. Can we go back to Dole?
No, these are real serious plays, guys.
Yes, no. Speaking of Dole, everybody should buy a pineapple for a veteran today.
God.
Hey, doesn't that work for you Dole Bulls as well? Like, how could you not like that play? Your company, the company you're long, will literally make money and get rid of that mountain of fucking debt. Why are you guys so bullish on Dole? They have so much fucking debt. They're gonna suck, man.
I'd say bearish on Dole, particularly because I'm actually headed to Hawaii today, and the white pineapple has come out to be a thing, and the guy who propagated it has it patented. So Dole is not, and white pineapple is much more popular because it's less tart and sweeter. Yep. Okay, bearish.
What the hell is
I've
a
never
white
seen a
pineapple?
white
Is
pineapple.
that
What the
made in
fuck is
lab
that?
or something?
Why has it got to be
Yeah.
white?
Yeah, why isn't it black?
Yeah, it sounds
Are there
racist.
any independent farmlands left in Hawaii? Because the Dole Corporation bought a bunch of it up and sold it to developers in the 1980s. So I'd be curious to know how many acres they can still grow white pineapple on in the islands.
Yeah.
Also, who eats white pineapple? I mean, I'm all about the yellow man, the Simpsons, bro.
Most people do white pineapple on island.
I'm telling you, Nestle is the play. Their water game is on point.
I'm telling you guys that also the white pineapple actually is high in sugars, so it is not good for diabetics or veterans that are diabetic.
That sounds
I mean,
American as fuck. Well, let's fucking put. I'm in. Let's do it.
I'm pretty sure since you said that, like, even the diabetics are like, that shit sounds real good.
Yeah. White pineapple. It's fucking everything. It's going to the moon.
Smart water, pineapple flavored is the go.
All right, I just want to make sure the veterans are taken care of.
Apparently, I sound like I'm on helium, so calls on helium, I guess.
Hey, do the veterans who are here, I would say throw up the Doge emoji, but you're a bunch of fucking liars. But if you're here, yeah, hey, I hope you got enough deals. There are more. I'll put the website that I was reading from in the comments.
Hey, Texas Roadhouse actually has one too. Free meal vouchers good until May 30th of next year.
Hey, throw the Doge if you want to invade Canada because of opinion this morning on American veterans.
Do it. Come at me. Come on. Put me out of my misery.
All they have.
Fuck Canada.
Hey, you're gonna come up against Opinion, his boys, and they're gonna be riding some mooses, and you're not gonna know what to do.
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
I just want to let you guys know that the white pineapple also isn't woody. It's actually tender and completely edible.
Wait, like the whole thing? Because that may be a game changer.
It's only the middle part.
Okay, that changes things.
Opinion, are you upset because the Senators are at the bottom of the Atlantic Division?
A little.
How do you feel about Ryan Reynolds trying to buy the Senator?
Yeah, do it.
Canadian.
Oh, I'm fine with Ryan Reynolds doing anything he wants.
Yeah, didn't he buy Wrexham, or is that
He did.
is that a hockey club that he's buying?
Well, the Senators are a hockey club, but Wrexham's a football club in Wales.
Yeah,
Who's
Rectum? Yeah.
Are there any sports related stocks you can trade? Other than like
Manchester
DraftKings?
United.
Is Barstool?
Yeah, there's a
DDR.
sports betting ETF.
What was that, DDR?
Yeah, that's UFC.
I failed to hear the lady speaking twice, but I've heard 2 stocks that I'm interested from that person. Can you talk?
No, sorry, I'm extremely nonverbal. I have this condition called talkoveritis.
Yeah, that seems like it.
Probably asleep.
What
Dude,
day
the
is it
voices
today?
don't listen.
CHDN Churchill Downs. Horse racing is going to be coming back.
All right, but can we actually let Shepherdess talk?
Yeah,
Is this sort of like a horse flu or? Oh.
Actually, I'm not interested in the Walmart thing, but I heard something else I wasn't interested in.
What, DraftKings?
No, I can't remember what it was. But like you guys
Sports betting ETF?
Nah, it was in the middle of the
Carvana?
No.
We haven't received a veteran deal in a while.
Rogers Communication.
Twinkie.
Hey, Luz, what's
What a
today?
great stock.
Hey, I
If we
just
like
want to say
to
Happy
talk,
Veterans Day to
what-
everybody out there. You got a lot
What
of deals.
Dunkin' Donuts is giving away today?
Yeah. Hey, for those of you near the Wawa, you and your family members, the Wawa is giving free any size hot coffee to you and your family members. That's pretty nice. So check out the Wawa and throw up the Doge emoji if you just like saying Wawa.
Wow. Wah, wah, wah.
So,
Not
Luce,
like
if
that.
if I got like a 6-month-old baby and I'm carrying it in, one of them little caboose things, I can get a large coffee for the kid too.
Just get a nice large hot coffee so that that little 6-month-old can just gulp it down right away.
Yeah, the kid should be able to handle it himself, right?
Yeah, just hand it straight to him.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
Happy
babies
Veterans
are
Day, Luce.
thirsty. Babies are thirsty, yeah. So you have to take care of that.
Is Shepherdess a veteran? Hey, Shepherdess, go buy a pineapple today.
If
I mean, I'm a
Shepherdess is a
veteran,
veteran, I
something.
think our military is really fucked.
I'm
But no,
actually
no.
very bullish on pineapples because
Wait,
there's
Shepherdess
a
is trying to
pineapple
talk.
squeeze challenge.
Shepherdess, are you a veteran?
I was making a joke. I'm a veteran of something, but not the military. Because
Then you're
I
not a
have
veteran.
narcolepsy. I was just,
How about-
I
That's
charge
a
into battle and
veterinarian.
just fall asleep.
Let's get Doge emoji for if you're a veteran. And we'll just believe you since Luce doesn't trust me.
I just want to let you guys know that while you guys are doing that, Red Lobster is going to be giving a free meal featuring Walt's favorite shrimp, fries, and coleslaw to those who have served. The offer is only available to dine-in to-go orders placed in the restaurant between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. local time.
So I saw.
So what else is there? They deliver?
Wait, it ends at 4 p.m.? That's stupid.
I saw Opinion put up 5 Doge emojis, I think. So
Yeah,
Opinion's a
I'm
dirty lie.
no, you guys said you would believe me, and I put myself out there. I'm telling you, I'm a veteran, and I feel this is all triggering me. So we could maybe
He's the
move on.
Paul Revere.
Hold
He's the Paul
on,
Revere of
Opinion is a
Canada.
veteran.
Let's
Not
clarify.
getting
Not Wall Street
shit.
veterans. Not Wall Street veterans, but actual veterans of the American
Yeah.
military, not communist Canadians like you.
For the people who are saying you're a veteran of something, stop fucking trying to take other people's terms. The veterans have one fucking word in one day, and you're like, yeah, we'll use that word too. Like,
As a Canadian, I just want to say opinion. Thank you for your service.
Is the word
All right, no
pineapple
problem.
Luce?
Yeah. Hey, speaking of veterans deals, Twin Peaks. Veterans and active duty service members get a free lunch from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. only. Twin Peaks is the place that Hooters girls go to when they're tired of Hooters, I think.
Speaking of which Hostess brands? Is that Twink?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
it is. His brands is Twink.
I was gonna
bottom of the bear
Question.
market.
But it's not Twink related. I don't know how to.
Why did Hooters remind you of Twink? Opinion? Are you thinking about femboy Hooters over there? What's going on?
No, that's the ticker. I swear.
He's making it more like. Can you believe anything Opinion says after he just claimed to be a veteran?
I feel like he's not going to show up tomorrow or Monday. Like he has
definitely not showing up tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Hey, Opinion, you don't have to show up tomorrow,
Hooters,
but
how do I buy into that?
Opinion, I did have a good sports play for you, WWE.
Okay, yeah.
I just
Sorry, can I listen to a veteran's joke?
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. We got breaking news here. I have a source has told me that Opinion is working from home today. He was accidentally hit in the eyeball with a cock at the strip club yesterday.
Oh.
Hold on,
Happy
hold
Veterans
on.
Day.
I'm really interested in the guy that's trying to sell the Canadian person, the WWE. Can we go back to that?
Yeah, I'm not going to
Let's
sell
go back
to
to
try to
plays,
get a good
please.
play.
I want to
Yeah.
hear.
No, I want to hear it. Actually, I want to hear it.
I want to
wanna
hear.
hear WWE play.
Hi, I'm Ben. You were gonna say something. Would
That's
you like
true.
to
Go
share?
ahead.
Yeah, no, I have a question regarding an actual play. So I don't know how to get puts on Bitcoin for it to fall to 10K. So what would my closest equivalent be? Like finding a company that has the most holdings in Bitcoin.
No,
There's
BITI.
MSTR as well as the ETF BITI. That's the ITI.
Yes, that's literally what I was saying. Thank you. BITI
Well,
is
don't
your
be rude. You were both talking at the same
Duh.
time. What the hell?
That felt
Oh,
real hard, bro.
I'd rather hear the
Yeah.
woman answer.
Hey Ben, I have a friend. I can put you in touch. His name is Sam. He can assist you on furthering yourself into that position that you want to know more about. If you want, let me know. DM me. Like I said, his name's Sam. He knows what he's talking about. I trust him.
All right, so puts on Biddy is what I should do, right?
Yeah, or you could do CoinDesk or whatever you want. Come on.
No, I think you should do the whole portfolio. Get Coinbase,
Puts
get
on Biddy it is. Thanks, guys.
MicroStrategy, get Hive, get
Thanks
all
for the
the
question.
No. Calls on Biddy. Biddy is an inverse ETF, buddy. Calls.
Biddy or buddy? Now you're confusing everyone.
That's a really good thing to
Can
know.
you spell the ticker for me, please?
Calls on Biddy.
Bravo, India, Tango, India.
Did you say Bravo, India, Tango, India? Is that what you said? Blues?
That's correct. Affirmative.
Okay, cool. Happy Veterans Day, everyone.
Hey, Veterans Day. Speaking of Veterans Day, we got some
damn it.
good deals. Cabo Wabo Cantina, located inside the Miracle Mile shops at Planet Hollywood. That place still exists. Offers all veterans and military personnel 10% on all food items with valid military ID. So, opinion, I'm sorry, you won't be able to get those deals because you're a big fake. Fogo de Show or Fogo de Chow, as some of you heathens say it. Personnel get 50% off their meal. That's pretty good, actually. Because that place is a little pricey for you peasants. Each veteran and active duty guest will receive 10% off food for up to 3 guests.
All right. Well, since we're not talking about markets anyways, Twitter stopped giving out their Twitter Blue
celebrating
verifications. Yeah. So no more Twitter Blue verifications. Guess brands were getting antsy.
Weren't
I saw
people like
article
buying it to
executives
use
are
fake
quitting.
names?
Sorry, one at a time. What was that?
I was saying, weren't people like paying for the Twitter blue check mark to make like fake accounts of celebrities and post crazy stuff and be like, I'm a blue check
They were
mark?
doing parody accounts, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
one
they,
of,
they were
one
doing
of
better
the
than
producers
Kathy
insulin.
Griffin because they were marking their accounts as parodies, but they were getting some serious following.
That
Hey, is
one where
Carvana
somebody posted
hosted?
the second Tesla hit the towers. That's actually pretty funny. Veterans Day humor.
Carvana looks like it's halted. Has anybody seen that?
So I will say my boy that I was talking about, Energy Fuels, is running up a bit right now. So I think I am going to get those calls if anyone wants to join me in losing money.
Carvana's halted to the upside.
It
Circuit
was
break. Circuit break.
It was for a few minutes. It's trading again. I don't know what's going on there.
It's open. Good call.
So back to my WWE play opinion. Basically, WWE, as you know, is fake wrestling, kind of like your fake service. So I thought it'd be a great, appropriate play for you. But more importantly, it's some people actually believe it's real wrestling, like really believe it. So it's kind of how you look at it.
Wouldn't you know? Opinion believes it's real.
Maybe I don't know.
I believe it's real. Come on, guys.
Okay. So, but I just want to let you guys know that was a sports play. You just asked if there's a sports play, so I wanted to give that to you. You're
Wrestling
welcome.
is not a sport if it's not real. Thank me later.
It's real.
Well, it's still actually
It falls in the category of racing.
it's still in the category of sports betting.
What about like fencing? Like, is it not real because they're not actually killing each other?
You can bet on wrestling but it's low limits, so it's not a liquid market. You can't like get down 100,000 on the winner of
Oh man,
whatever
too
the
bad.
fuck WWE is.
Wait, who said racing isn't a real sport?
DraftKings, AEW.
I did. It was me.
You really think so? This guy's really got to
Turn
train.
left and
That's
turn
crazy.
left and turn left and turn left.
Oh no,
I mean, it's
he's
a
talking
skill,
about
but I wouldn't call it
NASCAR.
sport.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
NASCAR. I mean, it's, you really got to train for that too sometimes. I mean, it
Yeah,
takes a
but-
lot out of you.
But
That
NASCAR
doesn't
is
make it a
like
sport, though.
everybody get together and we're gonna go to the thing where they drive in circles because it's a very good excuse to drink.
NASCAR drivers
Correct.
are actually in some of the best shape for athletes,
And
surprisingly,
congregate.
because of all the turns and how hard that is on your body.
Did
No,
you
you're
say
think-
that
you're
they're
thinking of Formula
athletes?
One.
They're
Yeah, and
in
it's a
they're in
F1.
surprisingly good shape.
Just
There's a reason you don't see
You can be in great
Tesla
shape,
Moa
dude.
driving a NASCAR.
I'm
Or
sorry.
race
That's
right now.
That's an
Could
endurance
you look
sport,
at
to be honest.
WWE and just tell me if it's a good play? It looks like they beat their EPS all 3 quarters or all 4 quarters, quarter 1, 2, and 3, and 4 of 21 and 22.
I'll do a deep dive for you. I know quite a bit about them.
Do they have a proprietary streaming service yet, WWE, or are they
They
still
did.
selling the rights? Okay.
So down in the comments, Hardy also dropped puts on MicroStrategy as an option to make money off the crypto crash. But FYI, those premiums are pricey.
My portfolio shorted shares, shorted companies is kind of blowing up right now with whatever's going on with crypto. So something's up because this is weird.
Crypto
Yeah,
is currently
self-employed.
falling.
You're actually making money.
Breaking news: FTX files for bankruptcy protection.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
It just happened. Bam! Finance deal fell through. They're going bankrupt.
There's no way it just happened because somebody said it 15 minutes ago.
That would be me.
Yeah, they announced it last
Nobody
night.
listens.
So it's just the definition of just.
Yeah, it's breaking
Give or
now.
take 15.
Now people in crypto are hearing about it, and it's going through crypto Twitter, which is how crypto people get their news.
Calls on cigarettes.
Well, market cap, but the
I hold some Pro and Harmony One.
Does this mean
And
calls
I feel
on
like,
Coinbase?
uh-oh.
Should we do calls on Coinbase since this might make everybody move their money to Coinbase?
No, this is not where
I
the
don't-
exit pump is. The exit pump is not on Coinbase.
Yeah, I don't think this is like a everybody time to love Coinbase type event. I think this is like crypto people gonna panic. So I just bought a gamble. Strike 135 puts expiring today on MicroStrategy. MSTR is the ticker. So strike 135. Yeah, spreads are kind of shit.
How about HIVE?
Coinbase actually jumped $3 already.
If you're gonna
Well,
make
it's
a
still
play
down,
on Coinbase, I would wait for crypto to basically crash and Coinbase to have to lay off a bunch of employees and then pump on the announcement of massive layoffs.
I also got in on a 0 DTE put on MicroStrategy for 145. It's up 20% right now.
Coinbase is in a de facto. Coinbase is in a de facto hiring freeze because they just fired their entire recruitment staff. So how are you going to hire new people if you don't have people to interview people?
Well, can they fire more people?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, they could fire more people, but they just let go of their recruitment staff. So, I mean, just think about it.
You virtually hire people, right? You can do everything just through Zoom.
No, we're looking for them to announce like, hey, we got to lay off more people because Bitcoin just went to 10K.
You're looking for like a meta style layoff. I got you.
Exactly.
It'll take at least 2 more months for Bitcoin to be back below 10K. That's what I predict.
I think it's going to bottom out around 13 to 14,000. But, you know, if 100% of leverage leaves crypto, then sub 10K is possible, just barely.
I think if you get to the 12,000, 13,000 range, there was like a really big recreational Bitcoin enthusiast entry point maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I feel like when, CNBC first started talking about it, I just remember my parents asking around that 12K mark. So I feel like if they're looking at their entry points, they're going to be breaking even around that price and want to be getting out. Not sure if anybody else has an opinion or had the same, Thanksgiving, Christmas discussions about Bitcoin with their parents back in the day.
I have a thesis that crypto was used as collateral for a lot of short activity. Not many people believe me, but and it's below market cap, so I'm not going to mention the ticker, but one of my little fintechs is up 14% today, and it's also got some pretty chunky short interest. So just keep a lookout for this type of activity.
Have y'all seen Solar Edge?
I'm going into 165.
16%. Oh my god.
Speaking of solar, yesterday I asked about Tesla solar panels. Did anyone see the announcement like literally 2 hours after we talked about Tesla and the solar panel manufacturing? They're not participating in installs anymore.
I thought they announced that a while ago.
Maybe they did, but I saw the news reported and I had asked about it and the answer was yes. Tesla could be a solar panel play, and then like 2 hours later, it was no longer a solar panel play. So I'm curious if anybody has more information on that.
I'm going to 165 puts for MSTR.
This MicroStrategy volatility is insane right now.
As it should be. The giant shiny crypto bubble is popping.
Hey, Luce. Happy Veterans Day.
Oh, is it Veterans Day?
I don't know. Is it Veterans Day? Is it?
Sad. I just wanted to say happy Veterans Day to all.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. What's the deal with this bounce on SPY? Is it just like, is there any news here, or is it just it's kind of bouncing for no reason?
Scott, I got a quick question you might be able to answer for me. This bankruptcy protection by SBF, is that the end of that whole deal he had with Tron to get some of their tokens out?
That deal is still going through and is very suspicious. Nearest I'm able to tell, there are two groups. One is Tron, the other is a Bahama BVI company, and both of them are using some very suspicious methods to move people's money off of FTX. I'll just say that it might be outright crimes. Looking at it, I feel like it probably is, but it's definitely suspicious the way they're doing it. That's
I was reading a bit of it on cryptocurrency. So they're pretty much bribing employees to get help.
Did anybody see that $2.5 billion move from Binance yesterday?
No, please explain.
I took a screenshot of it, so I'll. It was on Whale Alerts. Anyways, I'll share that to you guys after.
You guys think Tesla's gonna go in the shitter because of like how Elon Musk is handling Twitter?
Yes.
People are gonna lose faith, right?
Yes.
I love how you made that rhyme.
It's literally on par with whenever Trump started fucking just tweeting all kind of mad shit and they had to fucking start moderating his phone. Same shit's gonna happen with Musk most likely.
So I had a question for you, Luce.
All right.
You said to study the markets, it will go a long way if you could study history and financials. And I was curious, what year from the 1900s to the 2000s do you think, or years, do you think that are most prominent to study?
Sorry, you asking like what year's most relevant for just like looking at history of stock price performance?
No, just as from stock history. You said that I should study the history of the stock market. So I was
Oh,
curious
okay.
which years will stick out the most or be most relevant.
Oh man, I don't even remember saying that. Well, yes, that's I know I said it. I think it's been a while. I would say
It was 5 days.
Okay. All right. Honestly, what I mean by that is like look at the big events, and if something like big is happening, then try to look at passive it. So it's not necessarily like I'm not saying like, oh, start in the 1920s and work your way forward. It's more like just look at the big events, look at the Great Depression, look at hyperinflation, 70s, 80s, the tech bubble, all that good stuff, because people forget like a lot of the stuff that's happening, it's happened before. So there is a precedent, and there's a reason why the guys that have been trading for a long time, or big money fund managers, whoever, there's a reason why they say what they say. So the guys that have been doing this for like 30, 40 years. So yeah, just look at the big events. The crashes are good to look at, the recession periods where we had recessions. So yeah, that's what I meant by that. Not necessarily like, go through all the stock market history.
I have a follow-up question for you, Luce. So
wow.
when I back test my strategies, I use basically 09 as the cutoff. So I don't use data from before the meltdown. Do you go farther back? Or do you stop at a certain year?
Sorry, I'm multitasking. Do I use further longer time frame for what exactly?
So like when I back test my strategies, I only look from like basically the end of 2009 on, because like markets just seem a little different before then. I was wondering how far you go back for back testing your strategies.
To me, it doesn't make sense to go back before like the 70s or the 60s, maybe probably 70s, when option trading became a thing. So I go long. Like I want to look at all different types of markets, because what you get coming out of 2009 is just a crazy bull market. So it's skewed. So that's when everybody says the markets are dipping, time to buy. And then you go back another 20 years and it's like, well, hang on a second, not so fast. Or, it's like whether it's DCA or options trading, or look, the SPY hit this level, RSI, MACD, blah, blah, blah. So I go back, like I want to see 30 years if I can. Some of the strategies that I use, one of them that I don't really talk about, but I use it to like trade during recessions. I got 30, I think just over 30 years of data for that one. So yeah, to me, if it's like 10 years is pretty short. It's too short for me. Since 2009 is too skewed for me.
Right. You haven't really seen a recession if you look just at 2009 up.
Have you heard of COVID-19?
That was like a 2-day recession, and then $7 trillion
It was
was
3
injected,
months.
and the
What are you
markets went
guys
on a
talking
tear.
about?
Dude, that was not a real recession. Look at the stock market. Like, okay, do I really have to say that? Are there any boomers here?
No.
Like, I'm not a
I know
boomer, but like,
the technical version of a recession does not qualify for COVID-19, but I'm saying like not including 2020 in your cutoff is the same thing as not including 2008 in your cutoff, etc. Like,
no, it isn't. I'm not saying to pick and choose. I'm saying to include everything. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who's saying like to
No,
exclude that.
I appreciate your input, Luce. And
Okay, I
maybe
hope
I'll
that
go back
answered
a
your
little
question.
farther. No, you absolutely did. I've just always heard economists and everyone say like, oh, after 07, 08, markets behave differently. And there's certainly a systemic increase in volatility. So I was like, I'm just not going to include in my back testing anything from before then. And also like I started trading in 2009, but you're right. I need to look farther back. I appreciate it.
Listen to Bill Zemba's podcast on Risk of Ruin about how he backtests strategies.
Scald, I sent that DM to you. Just that thing on Binance, that 2.5 billion.
So, just to clarify, when you talked about COVID-19 loose, and you were talking about that it would lasted 2 days, was that due to the fact that the Fed pumped in money, and then the markets basically, obviously, as I would agree, came in, and everybody was trying to buy the bonds and as well as invest in the market in America. So that was the sorry, you understand my question, right?
Yeah. And when I said 2 days, I'm being facetious, but my point is, like, that wasn't a real recession. It was like almost immediately canceled because of the $7 trillion of liquidity that was injected into the markets. So yeah, that was the craziest V-shaped recovery in market history. It really was. And it was because of all that money. So that's why I say, like, that's not typical, you know? So if you look at the COVID crash, which honestly, compared to the history of stock market crashes, COVID crash was mild. Like, it really wasn't that bad. Like, not even looking at the recovery, but looking at the percentage drop, that was mild. So all the money that went into the markets, that was like shooting. That was like turning on the light. Like green light means go. Like, everybody throw your money at stocks and bonds because the Fed is going to prop everything up. And then the stimulus, like stimulus from the government, that was massive as well. So yeah, that's why, like, you can count it and you can say, okay, if this happens again in the future, massive stimulus, hey, we got a precedent for that. Let's see what happens to stocks. Well, when they announce it, I guess I'm YOLOing into the S&P or the triple Q, right? And I'm buying all the shitty stocks that Motley Fool tells you to buy because even those are going to fly. But so include it, right? So it's real data. So I'm not saying it's bullshit, like, should ignore it, but it is real data. But any event in history should serve as a precedent. And if you're trying to backtest strategies, what you should be trying to do is to test your strategies through both similar and all types of market conditions. Because if we're in a bear market right now, well, we are, but you want to test your strategies, compare that to past bear markets, right? Well, for all we know, in hindsight, we could fast forward 1 year and say, oh, the bear market ended 2 weeks ago, and we just go back on a tear, right? So that's why you do all time periods, because how did it do when bear markets end? Just for speaking purposes, let's say the bear market just ended, right? Well, your strategies, you're testing them, you're comparing them to past bear markets, but this one's ending. So that's why you can't predict, exactly what the markets are going to do, right? So that's why you have to cover everything.
How do you calculate market participation? Because I assume that market participation is a lot higher than it was back in the day. And mind you, I don't have. That's just my guess. It's not a factual thing.
I don't know, like, what the purpose of your question is, but I don't really look. Like, to me, it's not a big factor for me, market participation.
Long on Robinhood.
But the point of the question was, I was under the impression that back in the day there was a lot of hedge funds that had access to the marketplace versus the retail trader. So that's kind of where I was gearing towards that.
I think it's more about liquidity. So, like, a while back, I don't know if anybody knows about, like, the trend followers, and like, specifically a good example would be the turtle traders. And maybe some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but the turtle traders, like, back in, I want to say early 80s, maybe late 70s, they were trading commodities. Well, not just commodities, but they were trading futures on, like, everything, basically. And a couple Goldman Sachs guys taught random people how to trade. Well, they did really, really well because in general, there was a lack of liquidities. I guess you could look at that as participation, right? But you could have a fewer amount of investors, traders, whatever, and still have high liquidity, right? So that's why I wouldn't look at it as participation. So then you had bad liquidity, and it had a lot to do with news and information. So trading for them, as long as they were there, like on the trading floor, they could get ahead of trends. And once trends started, they tended to be very, very strong. So those turtle traders, these random people they pulled off the street, some of them were making like 80%, 100% returns, year over year. They were knocking it out of the park. And some of them, Like one guy owns his own freaking town, I think in like Texas today. Yeah, some of them are like really, really good hedge fund managers now, but they had to adopt. So they point to that time period where they say news and information was slow to come out, and you had to be fast, and liquidity was not as good. They still make trades, but they compare that to now where liquidity is really, really high and information is easily accessed and immediate, right? Because of that, their time-old strategies, they don't work as well. They had to change those strategies. So that's the only thing I would consider in talking about participation. I would look at actual liquidity, and now liquidity is really, really high. And what could cause liquidity to drop? Maybe a market crash or, something like that. So
this was a movie, right, where they took Eddie Murphy off the streets and taught him how to trade?
that's trading places. Yeah. But I think perhaps the movie was loosely based on the turtle traders, but
There you go.
but yeah, they had something like, I don't know, like 15 people or something like that they taught. There's a book, and one of the best traders they had was Jerry Parker, and he's done some interviews and he's kind of talked about his trend following strategy. It's pretty interesting. He made a ton of money off of Bitcoin, Tesla, Moderna. Like he just knocked it out of the park through COVID. And yeah, he talks about his strategy. So yeah, I think the book is called I think the final book is like The Complete Turtle Trader, something like that, and has like extra notes.
Okay, Jerry Parker, right?
Yeah, for any of you trend following guys. And he was not just was, he is a big, like, I know a lot of people are like, okay, RSI, MACD, all sorts of indicators, right? He was like, nope, just 100-day simple moving average, 200-day simple moving average, and that was basically it. So, and he's one of the most successful trend followers in the world. So it goes to say something, all you guys like with all your colors, and I actually refer to like the simple moving averages myself. So yeah, it's good to check out if you're a trend follower, if you're a technicals guy.
I am. All right, cool. Thanks.
And trend following, at least the word on the street is that it's not the greatest thing this year. But it is obviously it's something to take into consideration. So yeah, thank you for that. And then just my last question for you, if you have a second.
Sure. And then I would really like to get coffee.
I hope it's free.
Not at Twitter.
Okay. My question for you was, in your back testing strategy, or even when you're live in the markets, I think live in the markets would be more appropriate. What do you feel is the time frames, the best time frames to look at, and which ones should you really just ignore at the end of the day? In regards to like 30 minutes, 1 minute, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So I always look at end of day closing prices, and I think that's an industry standard. Surely, like, we could talk about like high frequency traders, the HFT funds, stuff like that, algo funds, right? That's a completely different monster. But I'm assuming nobody here is just like an actual HFT fund or algo fund. So because of that, the standard is end of day closing prices. That's why a lot of times you'll see like, hey, why was this up? Even though the news came out, and then the next day it's like, oh, okay, now it's down big time.
Thank you. Enjoy your coffee, and happy Veterans Day.
Okay, cool.
Happy Veterans Day, Lewis.
I got 3 things. First, I wanted to say don't go long on Robinhood. That Sam Bankman dude, he's got 75% of his equity in Robinhood. He's going to have to sell that, and I just don't like their business model. But second thing I wanted to talk about was the growing regulation and scare in the crypto market of the White House and the SEC coming in and starting to get their sticky fingers all up in that, and wondering what would be a good play to play off of that, and if it's going to drive crypto markets down or up.
And then the third thing I was going to say is opinion. If you want Wall Street Bets Twitter to get more popular, you got to start releasing breaking news. That's what Twitter's for. And clapbacks.
Nice.
Calls on sticky fingers.
Nobody's got an opinion about that rising regulation?
I think nobody's too terribly worried about it. Every time there's been a concern, it's been nothing further.
Well, I just want to know if this whole crash thing is gonna be beneficial for centralized exchanges or not beneficial.
Well, Sam Bankman-Fried was pushing for centralization, regulation, and all that stuff. And the theory is that he was working with Gary Gensler and Biden and all that to push that through and kill DeFi. So I think with him out of the picture, DeFi is going to thrive.
I think it's the opposite, and it's going to bring in more regulation because of the amount of people on the hook. You got Tom Brady apparently had a whole bag in FTX. Other celebs that were getting endorsements had bags in FTX that they're trying to get out. I mean, I'm not saying that's why him and Giselle are at the aughts, but
Well, Gensler is actually under some investigation because supposedly he had some ties with FTX. But to be fair, Gensler did also talk about Bitcoin during his professor years. So
ultimately, this could prove to be very, very, very good for even the centralized exchanges. And you can see Binance is taking the initiative and throwing out their webpage to show their proof of backing. And now Coinbase and Crypto.com, I believe, have also gotten on board and said that they're going to do the same. So I think that as long as the centralized exchanges are going to show their book and they're going to prove that everything's backed, it's ultimately going to be very good for them. That's one of the biggest questions about centralized exchanges is what are they doing with people's funds, right?
Yeah, well, when you say beneficial, you mean the stock price is going to go up, or you just mean like everybody's going to be feeling better about it?
I think he's talking about the market, but yeah.
Sentiment. I mean, people feeling better about using these centralized exchanges versus having to go the route of decentralized exchanges. Because ultimately, as long as you know that like your money's backed, it's safe, it's insured, they're not fucking around with your funds, then what's the difference between a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange, right? Other than your stance on what DeFi should be, or but if you're there to trade and make money, right? Who cares? As long as you know that your shit's safe in that exchange, it's not going to go FTX on you.
So what's the best way to play it? To make money on it's blockchain, right? I mean, what's the best way to invest in the technology?
I wouldn't touch the publicly traded ones personally, because that's just extra risk that you don't need to have if you're gonna put your money into an exchange. I would like companies like Binance and Kraken, right? Like
Okay,
as long as they're gonna go and put up their proof that it's one-to-one backed, right? Then that's where I'm gonna put my money.
Okay, so like just dumb it down for me because I am fucking stupid. So you're saying that not to play publicly traded centralized exchanges, but it's also going to be beneficial for them. So how do I make money?
You buy and sell crypto. You wait for this to all unfold. You find out who the last men standing are, and once they are, you fund and you buy crypto on the dip.
Fuck, that's like the last thing I wanted to hear.
You got
all right.
Do you have a price target, Hendrix, for like Bitcoin?
Absolutely not. I have no idea how much leverage is in there. It's like Scald was saying earlier this morning. If all of the leverage left crypto, it would leave Bitcoin at around 10 grand. But that's all of it. So who knows what else is going to blow up, right? It's a moving situation right now.
Hey, Hendrix, can I get a happy Veterans Day from you? Just because that Canadian outfit on you.
Happy Veterans Days, guys. Thank you for being our psycho big brother to the South for so long.
Nice. Why don't you teach opinion a thing or two, huh?
It's about time we saw a grateful Canadian.
Indeed.
I'm Canadian too.
Yeah, we know.
So, how do we know about the last man standing? How do we figure that out?
You're not going to get ahead of this, man. They're like, you're not going to get ahead of who's going to survive and who's not. Plain and simple. So if you're looking for that play, I mean, you're going to find out when everybody else finds out, right? Like, you're not going to get ahead of that. The best thing you can do right now, in my opinion, and this is not financial advice by any means, is just fucking stand back and observe and wait, because it's going to be pretty clear. I would say within 2 weeks, we're going to have a much clearer picture of what's happening, but it's hard right now. I just watch.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Every time that somebody says that, like, stay out of it or whatever, like, that's a honest, that's a good opinion to have, man, because it's like you're not trying to sell anything. So, okay, sounds good.
What were you saying, Shepard?
Sir, this is a casino.
I understand that. I'll rephrase my question, Hendricks. Who do I need to invite to the back of Wendy's?
There should already be a lineup considering the past few days' events. I don't think you need to invite anybody.
Thank you.
Can someone explain?
Hi, though.
Sorry. Good to talk or no yet?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can someone explain tax loss harvesting to me? I just want to know the idea of, like, let's say you have losses that you've accrued, and supposedly you can sell your stocks and purchase stocks that are closely aligned with that investment. So, for instance, if you have like Facebook stock, you could sell that and buy shares in QQQ. Is that
I
the
assume
idea?
you're talking about America tax and not Canadian tax.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, sorry, I forgot to say a happy Veterans Day to I guess veterans, right? So my apologies.
It didn't feel real genuine, but sure, we'll take it.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's see here. What was your question? Basically, how do you wash away your taxes with other options, other stocks?
Yeah.
Well, I think you should call your local CPA.
Yeah.
because
Also buy a pineapple for a veteran.
Fair enough.
Or go into a VFW and buy everybody a beer, please.
Okay.
Don't get yourself wash sailed.
Just want to say that alcohol is AA is a thing too. But nonetheless, yeah, contact a CPA, because at the end of the day, it all depends on how much you make per year, and there's a lot of things that go in place. And
Yeah, your tax bracket is what you'll be taxed at for your gains, unless your gains take you into another tax bracket. And yeah, watch out for wash sales.
Bullish on Paramount Plus and Hasbro. So Paramount Plus has been doing really well lately. Paramount Plus has been doing really well lately. They have a high subscriber count because they've got a bunch of bundle deals, like with Walmart Plus or T-Mobile, both of which are getting more subscribers themselves. So it's introducing people to the service where they are likely to purchase the ad-free version. And then there's a new Transformers show premiering today, and that's going to sell some toys.
So that's Para, right? Para.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I got to be honest, of all my streaming services, Paramount Plus is the one I'd probably cut off first. It's got some okay original content, but it's definitely towards the lower end of them. It's not keeping up with like an HBO Max or a Disney Plus at all, just in my opinion.
You suck. So,
I mean, that's a true assessment of the situation.
What the fuck?
So subjective, though.
I like that evil show in the new Star Trek, but I do agree otherwise. Like, they don't really compare to the bigger names yet.
They have some good shows, like the new Star Treks and stuff are good. They're just not keeping up with the content I can get from an HBO Max or a Disney Plus or a Hulu. There's just other things that have a lot more original content, better franchises that they're forcing into themselves that Paramount just doesn't have yet. Like,
it's
Paramount gives me Beavis and
a month
Butthead.
or free with what you already have. So I mean, what's up? The fact of the matter is, if they get you hooked on their franchises, like say Star Trek, they've got down the pipeline. Basically, you're not going to go without Star Trek for the next couple of years. So there's a weekly episode of some kind of Star Trek that you're paying $10 a month for. And
I
then
would
do not
worry it's-
underestimate the Hasbro fans.
I would
Maybe
worry
they
it's
might
going to go
do
the Apple
the-
TV route of people do it for like a month to watch the shows that they care about, and then they go away until like 6 months later when stuff is out.
That's the thing. They don't drop the shows all at once like Netflix. They drop them weekly.
The problem I see with betting on streaming services in general is I'm not entirely certain that popularity or success of their content even necessarily directly translates to good profits.
This is true, but as far as really pumping out the hits and providing a quality service, they're killing it. And they're going to be able to leverage your portfolio of good brands in ways that they haven't been able to pull off before. Also, they have iCarly.
Personally, if I was going to be bullish on a streamer, be looking at Warner Brothers Discovery for when the next season of House of Dragon starts coming out. That did surprisingly well and was actually shockingly good.
The problem with Warner Brothers Discovery is right now they're canceling a bunch of stuff to treat it as a tax write-off. And then also they're trying to run it like Discovery. So I anticipate House of Dragons to be house flipping but dragon themed reality content in like 2 seasons.
I'd watch it.
So, on a real note, does Paramount are they coming out with a lot of shows, like new shows? I'm just curious, like what's the inside scoop of the content, the new stuff versus I'm not talking like the old stuff or the Star Trek that keeps coming out, keeping those guys hooked. I get that part, but what about the new content? Is there any like, and then what are we looking at? Can you give me an idea, please?
That's what I was just mentioning. Like, so they got to deal with Hasbro, so they're doing Transformers. They launched a Monster High movie, which I expect to be a franchise type of thing. But they're doing all right. A lot of new Nickelodeon content premieres on Paramount Plus first, so it's probably the Disney Plus aside for non-Disney content. That's probably the best children's streaming service, especially with how Warner Brothers is treating animation. It's just good. I encourage everybody to sign up for a free trial and check it out just if you're curious about where the content is.
Sounds like it's almost all kid related though, right? I mean, I'm not into like Star Trek and shit anymore, and all the other stuff sounded like it's more children related. Is that not right?
No. They've got, so due to an existing deal with Comcast, Yellowstone is exclusive to the Peacock streaming service, but because they own the franchise, you've got the Yellowstone prequel is on Paramount Plus. So that prequel series is on there. It's basically any Paramount, Universal, any of that stuff is going to the streaming service. Also, they have a movie. They have a movie catalog stretching all the way back to the silent film era. So there's definitely a lot of interesting content on there for people who like collections.
Yeah, no, I actually was a subscriber for like a month, a trial or something, a year or so ago, and I saw that stuff, but I didn't think there was any really good new content for people with, if it wasn't a family with like younger kids. But that's just my take.
Well, if you're a Star Trek fan, they're really bringing Star Trek back in a big way.
I hate to interject, but I do have my therapy appointment for all of my trauma that I've recently received from Veterans Day, the discussion we had earlier. So I think I'm going to wrap this up in about 4 minutes, if that's all right with everyone here.
Oh, sounds good opinion. I'm about to head out on a weekend road trip where we're gonna form a little militia and head towards Canada.
I won't be the first.
Yeah,
we don't want you guys here.
Opinion. We'll be seeing you around.
Serious. Thanks everybody.
Hey, I just
Appreciate
want to remind Opinion that next week we do have Thanksgiving. So
That is correct. I will be sure to mess up the daily thread somehow.
I appreciate that.
So jumping on to that streaming service stuff, that Amazon Lord of the Rings, whatever, was $1 billion production from Amazon, and it's original content, but it was a $1 billion production, first of its kind, and Amazon stock has just tanked since.
It's not good. You're talking about Ring of Power. I tried so hard to want to watch that show. It's not good.
$1 billion, you said, to make it?
$1 billion.
Yikes.
The first episode cost like $345 million, if I remember correctly.
Production value on the show is clearly good. The composition and cinematography is great, but the writing is not.
So, like, the history of Hollywood, right, was they were actually propped up by military propagandists, and that's where they were getting their funding. So when all these streaming services try and pivot into making their own production and their own, slapping their label on their own content and stuff, I think they're going to find out that it's a lot more harder than they might think, even with all the green screen technology and all the fast tracking of CGI and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, $1 billion. That's a sick amount of coin for production. They're not gonna last long if they're pissing away that kind of money.
Hold on. Are you guys saying the production was $1 billion?
The cost to make it.
That's ridiculous. That's like 5 Marvel movies.
I'll try and find it and post in the comments, because I know it's like, I couldn't believe it.
Happy Veterans Day, everybody.
No.
Yes,
Oh, God.
thank you all for your service. Much appreciated.
And when you get your free food, make sure you flip off twice towards opinion, whatever direction you think he's facing in, to remind him that you earned your free food. Just right in the middle of the restaurant. Let him know.
Oh, God. You guys are all going in my diary tonight. I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up. Thank you all for the trauma for Veterans Day, and then some of the interesting emphasis on some of the interesting market discussion we had here today. I think it was pretty fun.
Yeah, good weekend.
All right.
Yeah,
Great
thanks,
weekend.
opinion. Thanks, everybody. Thanks
Good
for
luck
your service,
recovering from
everybody.
feeling that.